Hello again, everyone. Edwin Leonard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about the moon transiting the 10th house in a natal chart. And generally speaking, the moon is going to transit a house in most cases between 48 and 72 hours. Well, anyway, people, as far as the moon transiting the 10th house, well, I think one thing that stands out is that the person that experiences this transit may be a lot more sensitive to matters pertaining to their reputation, to their career and livelihood, and matters with authority figures. This could be something where an unintentional slight, perhaps by an authority figure such as a boss or supervisor, could be misconstrued as criticism or ridicule, when really it just might be constructive criticism. What I'm saying is not real derogatory criticism or criticism in a real negative manner, but it might be interpreted that way, I should say. And those are things to consider with this transit. And really, the career matters and really may dominate the person at this time and take strong precedence over other things. The key is during this transit is not to become oblivious to other matters in your life, because there might be such a strong emotional need for really being concerned as far as your reputation goes and your public image and how you are seen by other people. This could be a period where you might be worried about your social status, and you might be concerned very strongly how you are in life in general, at least from a comparative standpoint to other people. Like, let's say if you're at a level of your income and it's below whatever the average is, you might be more sensitive about this during this time. If somebody was to make a remark about this to you, or converse with you about this, you might take it a little more to heart than usual. It might be a time where you might be feeling like this need to make modifications and enhancements in your life. If you are not satisfied at your current position, your status in life, this might be that time where you feel that strong emotional urge to make that change connected with that. And this could be a time where you might be seeking a lot more notoriety and more praise and accolades and being lauded for your efforts in your career. And this is something where if you feel you haven't really received this and really think you are more deserving of this, this could be a period where you might be talking to that superior or that authority, that supervisor, what have you, and say, well, what's going on? You know, I like to hear some positive things about me. I like to be appreciated more, which is a possibility during this transit, I believe. Also, it could be indicated as far as this transit goes is that really the mother possibly and/or other women in your life, they might figure more strongly in matters connected with your career, with your reputation, with your public image at this point in time. And the thing about this transit is that it might be a time where you might be feel more or want to be more connected with the public, or it may just work out that way, such as maybe doing something with marketing or sales, such as like marketing coordinator, or something with marketing, or something with public relations, like a public relations assistant, I should say. What I'm saying is something where you're out with public relations, I should say, something more connected with that, which would be, as some examples, it would be because you might want to be out in the public more. And like I stated before, something like marketing coordinator or public relations assistant are some examples. Now, the thing about it is, and you could be like one of those people, like say that if you're in sales or something, for example, and you're doing majority of your sales inside, it could even be someone that decides to wants to go out and be like a canvasser, one of those people who goes door to door and put themselves out more with a stronger connection with the public. So those are some things to consider during this moon transiting the 10th house in the natal chart. And you might see superiors and authority figures, and even that dominant parent, which is generally the father. You might see these people as perhaps a little bit more moody and temperamental during this period. And these people, it's possible they might see you this way. Matters pertaining to your career and your livelihood, you might see some of these, one or more of these people associated with it as maybe a little bit more moody and vacillating, and they might see you as such as well. And you might be showing a little bit more of a nurturing attitude toward these matters during this time, such as your reputation, your public image, and as far as your career goes. Well, it's also important to look at the sign that the moon is in, at least as far as I should say for either the majority or the whole period that it's transiting your 10th house, as this could flavor the effect. Now let's say, for example, that the moon is in Capricorn for either the majority or the whole time it's transiting your natal 10th house. Well, this could show perhaps some really strong, serious energy and responsible energy connected with career matters at this point in time, in very, very unemotional, undemonstrative way. Maybe you're going about, maybe matters connected with your career and your reputation, and really in showing that real, in having that strong emotional need for these things, but doing it in a way where this emotion is not really that strongly expressed, being in Capricorn. It's still, those matters can be an emotional need because it is the moon transiting that 10th house, but a little bit less if the moon was in Capricorn, because that would modify it. Now, let's say that the moon is in Leo during, as far as transiting the 10th house for either the majority or the whole time it's transiting your 10th house. Now, this could indicate that perhaps you may be going about these matters pertaining to the career, the public image, or reputation, perhaps in a way which is very loud, and it could be indicating something maybe dramatic connected with the career as well, and things connected with authority figures. So those are some things as far as to look at. And the thing about it is too, if you look at another thing that's important to look at too, are transits that, as far as aspects that are made from the transiting moon to your natal planets and points in your chart during this period. Now let's say, for example, that the transiting moon is making a square, inconjunct, or opposition to your natal Mercury during this transit. Well, it could indicate that maybe matters connected with the career at this particular time, if you're trying to make some decision connected with it, you might not be making it obviously perhaps very objectively as far as that point, if you were to experience that transit during that point in time, and you might not necessarily make a rational objective decision. This could be and if let's say it was to if the transiting moon was to make a square an inconjunct or opposition to natal Mars, this could indicate perhaps a period where you might experience something contentious or something acrimonious or combative, even maybe with a supervisor, and maybe a supervisor or authority figure during this period, because this could indicate some strong emotional energy and angry, acrimonious energy. So let's say, for example, that another example, that the transiting moon is making a sextile or trine to your natal Pluto in your chart. Well, this could give a good, perhaps, ability to persuade perhaps authority figures, supervisors during this time, and not coming across as manipulative, but just being able to give them just general persuasion. Maybe like if you were talking to an authority figure, say your boss, about maybe getting a higher position at your job, for example. Well, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for the moon transiting the 10th house in a natal chart. And stay tuned next time, where I'll be dissertating and talking about the moon transiting the 11th house in a natal chart. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel, but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.